So I'm back again to talk about American domestic politics, of course. So as we're watching election primary results around the country, obviously California is getting the most attention for good reason because they're the biggest, wealthiest state in the country. They're wealthy enough to be their own country. Okay. Yet they have so many problems. They're the blue utopia of America, liberal utopia of America. But I want to remind people just because California is a blue state, which it will stay that way, I just want to let everybody know, um, doesn't mean they're electing the best type of Democrats. I want to remind people they're electing Democrats that raise the most money, that have the most institutional corporate backing, which is part of why California is still having the problems it's having right now, because they're electing corporate Democrats, corporatists, institutionalists, who don't want to change anything. They want to continue fueling the problem that we're currently dealing with in our whole political system. Now, obviously, it don't affect me personally. I don't live in California. I live in Nevada. But I'm saying overall, with the weak branding of the Democratic Party, because California carries a lot of messaging and weight on the Democratic Party. Because California, again, is a big, wealthy state with a large media market, and everybody's watching it. So, obviously, the elections look kind of disappointing right now because I don't see a lot of great, big, progressive names winning any primaries right now in California as far as statewide or mayoral. Um, but you are starting to see people put their votes in every chessboard. And what I mean by that is you're not seeing a major frontrunner in any election right now, which tells you that voters are disenchanted. A lot of Californians are disenchanted with the old Democratic Party. You can see it. Doesn't mean they want Republicans either, because Republicans ain't winning any of these races, you can clearly see. But they're closer, the elections are closer because a lot of people, a lot of Democrats are running and they're splitting their votes in different directions. So what you're seeing, like in the mayoral race, Karen Bass is not running away with the mayoral race. You can see it; it's close between her and Pratt, the other guy, the grifter that's currently running, the Trump stooge, I call him. But you have to also understand that Angelinos are desperate. They want change. Okay, and you can't blame voters for being angry and wanting change. LA is a very poorly ran city. I'm just going to say it out loud, and a lot of people are going to get mad at me for saying this. I know, oh, here you are vilifying liberals and Democrats. Well, I'm vilifying how policies are being wrongfully implicated in LA. Because the people that are taking the brunt of the bad choices in that city are the working class locals that are paying all the damn taxes. Okay. So, obviously, Karen Bass, as mayor, is not doing a great job because voters are not happy with her. Okay. And that's a fair criticism. And I know people are going to get mad at me and start coming at me going, oh, here you go attacking a black Democratic woman who's serving in office, the first black female mayor of a major city. I get it, of LA, but I understand her identity. I understand she does have a decent background. She was a good congresswoman, from what I know. Um, but I think the current politics in the state or the city of LA, I think voters are just frustrated. They want change. They don't feel like she's delivering the goods. You can see it. Okay. So I think she's still going to win. I think it's going to be very competitive, though, more competitive than it ever should be, because incumbents should have an easy time winning, especially mayoral incumbents. They usually don't have a hard time. But here's the thing: people are tired of the neoliberal experiment. Okay, it's not just about her. It's just about how people feel in general. Um, but I also want to highlight it looks like still a neoliberal is going to win the governorship of California because, unfortunately, the disappointing thing is looks like Javier Becerra is going to win the nomination, and it's going to be still Steve Hilton, the Republican, which, of course, that's the establishment's wet dream because what would the Democratic Party establishment rather have better, other than that? They would never want to see two Democrats run against each other because voters might have a choice. Okay. Unfortunately, the anti-establishment candidate ended up in the race was Tom Steyer, which I know, underwhelming. I get it. He's not somebody voters really trust a lot, but he's coming in a strong third. I was kind of betting on him because he's at least talking about and fighting for real change, you know, especially in the largest state of the union that needs it, because these corporate Democrats that are serving in California won't go after the vulture capitalists that are pricing people out of their homes. People can't afford anything, for freak's sake, in California. So you know where they're all moving? To Nevada. And guess what's happening in Nevada? The same property developers here are raising our prices out here in Nevada. We can't afford nothing now. So they're also hurting our state by not holding these financial elite accountable. I just want to remind people of that. California has a lot of power. Their lack of leadership in California is hurting the livelihood of the state of Nevada right now, because they will not fix their own backyard in California. Voters are fed up. That's why the mayoral race is very competitive in LA. And I'm going to tell you what else. The reason why it's competitive is because I want to remind people, as the ballots are being counted right now, a Democratic socialist is running for mayor, and she's garnered more than 130,000 votes right now. She's coming in a strong third. So a lot of those voters that would have voted for Karen Bass are voting for a Democratic socialist for mayor. That's why the election between her and Pratt are so close. It's not because people want the Republican. What's going on is people are splitting their votes and putting it in different brackets. They're saying, you know what? I maybe would have voted for a traditional Democratic leadership. I ain't happy with it, though. And even though the results look disappointing for governor, it's still close. I want to remind people, because people don't know what to vote for, because I'll be honest, the field for governor was not strong. It was not strong. Are we really surprised that people are disappointed and disenchanted? Are we really surprised that you're going to get milquetoast results for governor right now because, I don't know, 200 Democrats ran and split up the votes, and the darling establishment charismatic guy that was running ended up being caught up in a sex abuse scandal and had to drop out and disgrace the last minute, who sucked up all the support, endorsements, and big money, is now out of the race. So obviously, the establishment choice was going to be Javier Becerra. And he had the least attacks coming against him. So obviously, you had a self-funded billionaire running, Tom Steyer, which voters are in California don't look too fond on self-funding billionaires running for governor. That's just reality. Which is why I don't think he's going to make it. I know a lot of big-time progressives want Tom Steyer because he's speaking the right language, but he wasn't the right messenger. It shows. I think if they had a stronger field, we'd have a better candidate right now as a front runner. But unfortunately, that's not the case because the Democratic Party couldn't get its freaking act together. So congratulations, California. I mean, they can't seem to get it right, even though they're the bluest state in America. There lies a big problem with the Democratic Party right there. So that's all I want to highlight in this video. I might do a second one in a second here, but anyways, see y'all later. Have a great night. Have a great day. Goodbye.